You gotta watch your back out here. And, you know, face east. Keep your eyes on the prize. Remain focused. Remain focused. I mean, think about focus, right? Is you're expected to be distracted in what it is that you're giving your attention by what you're giving your attention to. That's why you gotta be able to, you know, keep an eagle eye, keep your eyes simple, keep a single eye. As Deuteronomy, as Thessalonians says, as the holy good word tells us there in Numbers, to keep the eye simple, a single eye, right? So that's is the lamp of the body. And when you keep your eye single, then the light is just that it fills your body with light. Your body then becomes a light body. You are of a light body with a single eye, being that you are not disarrayed and divided into these different tensions, whatever, right? Reflections, deflections, ricochets. You know, you can fuse your beams into a laser, as we always say. We are each beam, and with the joint focus, then will become a laser to cut through everything, anything. Burn right through like a lightsaber, right? I think about transgressions and staying thankful for transgressions. It's hard to do that because, first of all, as soon as you get done with one thing, it's another thing coming, and that's a lot of times why we be so irritated, while we are reluctant not to be irritated, or rather why we are so inclined to irritation, because of course that's something we can handle, is our opposition to something, is our quarrel with, or disagreements, refusal of, you know what I mean, and denial, or rather resistance of, or resistance to what we don't, what we would not prefer, what is not in our interest, our resistance to that which is not in our interest. Yes, of course, because, you know, it's hard enough, nigga, to survive out here, nigga, to eat, nigga, to connect the dots, nigga, to make the ends meet. Yes, to have to encounter, to be blindsided, or to be approached, to be subjected to these outside factors, these other auxiliary and additional, these excess issues, basically, which, right, you can tranquilize, you can diffuse an issue within your own realm of activity that has to do with your own personal activity, your own personal responsibilities and accountability. However, when it comes to whatever other outside factor, whether it be a friend, family, or a foe, then it's like you have no choice but to kind of remain single, right? At least to a particular degree, because first of all, and as far as that's concerned, anyone approaching anything without the Almighty, anyone approaching anything without the Almighty, is defeating themselves, first of all. Okay? You will not prevail in that method. Okay? You are not going to handle nothing without the divine. You're not. You know what I'm saying? It may work for now. It may even suffice enough, but it's not going to be inclusive of that singular, of that wholeness, of that oneness, right? And that's what we see, like, you know, even like you got the most successful people. We got, you know what I mean? We got fucking motivational leaders and moguls, bro, who help change the lives of millions of people coming to the same conclusion when it comes to overall just contentment, overall fulfillment, overall belonging and worth, meaning, you know what I mean? Definition as well as quality of the actual purpose of all of life. Like you can, like I said, you can decide something, you can handle it to where it suffices, and it may even help, you know, better than hurt. But is it whole? Is it completely one? And that is something that's great to think of, that's great to look towards and consider and entertain in our mind. But how realistic is it for the times that we live in at the moment? Well, it's as realistic as we allow it to be, for, first of all, as we don't resist, first of all, in whatever first chances that we have, because it's not always going to be the most advantageous, the most beneficial, the most wisest thing, so as to include or to keep an open mind to that fucking whole togetherness all the time. Because first of all, that's a game. That's those that are not knowing are being played through. That's a game that they're playing without even realizing. You know, it's a game that's being played through them and with them on you, if we are not careful, you know, discerning, resilient, as well as, you know what I'm saying, enduring. They say that to be enduring, right? To be long suffering. That's the point, my nigga. Like, once you're done with one problem, it's only going to reveal a deeper problem. Right now, you on this solving fucking rotation and solving sort of momentum is now going to not only expose your deep-rooted demons and problems and imbalances and misalignments and corruptions, it's then going to automatically emphasize your surroundings and environment, which is not bad, because that's what you're there to do. As that light body is to illuminate, right? The reflection of the light that is God, right? That's what you're here to do, is to reflect the light of God through your life, you know, and always give praises to the Creator, as only possible and all things possible through that who created all things from the beginning. So whatever is happening is only our fucking arranging of it, basically. And also, as far as transgressions, they're here to test you. And what does a test do? It betters you. It refines you. A test is to help you to identify corrections. Is what a test does. And that is what it's for. It's to help you identify correction to be made. Not that you're gonna let another motherfucker be happy with making for you or intimidating you to make, but for you to honestly and openly embrace and consider and fucking accordingly assess accordingly as to your steps, and that consideration, that inclusion of the togetherness that is, one, necessary, that is, two, beneficial, that is, three, fucking realistic, you know, appropriate, right? One, necessary first, because even if you would rather not and it's not beneficial to you, if it's necessary, nigga, that's sacrifice, right? 1, necessary. 2, beneficial and advantageous. 3, fucking appropriate. Because even if it's beneficial, it may not even seem or feel appropriate or be appropriate at the moment, right? But if it's helping more than it's hurting, more than less involved, then who the fuck cares if it's appropriate or not? Niggas want to start with appropriate first, like, and then because appropriate change. One thing being appropriate for one person, there's different levels of appropriateness. Give a fuck, nigga, if you agree or approve, nigga. Nigga, right? As long as it's not hurting you, bro. And if your feelings is hurt, then bro, just don't think about it. That's easy. Ain't shit for me to change. That's for you to change. That's for you to change. It's hurting your feelings, brother. Well, shit, man, that's easy, man. That seems like that's an easy solve, nigga. There's real problems out here, man. That I need your focused, single eye having ass included to assist as well as support the solving of, nigga, in this test that we have on this earth, nigga. For these corrections, God. Real talk, that's an easy fix, bro. You shit, some shit you don't like, nigga, just focus on whatever else, damn. Real talk, because these transgressions are here. We gonna go, it's more transgressions coming, cuz. And ones you're not gonna be ready for, and you're not gonna be able to withstand alone. Even with 20 million niggas with you, cuz you still alone without God. Why? Because God is all them 20 million niggas together, yes. But if them 20 million niggas don't realize that necessarily, then beneficially, then appropriately, then we ain't ready for these real transgressions, because it's deeper than just what you're finna be able to say. It's deeper than what you're finna be able to plan. It's deeper than just what you're finna be able to expect. And that's what I was saying about as far as to be grateful. And that's what I was saying about as far as to be grateful for hardships, because these are problems that you have a warning, right? When your fucking number is called, my nigga, the ID will be blocked. You're not finna see where it's coming from. You're not gonna see where it's coming from, and that's the way it's designed. Right? It's a fuller spectrum. It's a larger picture, right? It's all connected. It's all about feelings as far as energies, that is, and respect. You feel me? As to respecting sovereignty, true sovereignty, right? Also in being also humble, as well as respectful and fucking modest. You feel me? And selfless. And I mean, that's how you can be long-suffering, right? You can go through some shit that a prideful motherfucker or a, you know what I mean, a self-centered individual might never even get the opportunity to experience and have the benefit of testing themselves in that matter, so as to correct whatever impurities within themselves, so as to, you know, illuminate themselves to where they can now be a little bit more lighter, because that's what light is. It's weightlessness, yes. Light don't have no weight. Sound got weight. Light don't have no weight. Okay? Now, a selfless person, long-suffering, they gonna be suffering without even realizing it, nigga. My sister Ebony, bro, she is the last born daughter in my father's household, right? Before his new wife. And then we have nothing but daughters under his new wife, the you know what I'm saying, the new covenant and shit, right? But Ebony, she did so much for us, just never complaining. She did so much for us, just remaining light. That's why she is the fucking, you know what I mean? The glimmer, nigga. Like, That's what I'm saying to you. Like, I look at her and she's the epitome of selfless, right? Because my nigga, motherfuckers get lazy. We all have a term, right? Cleaning the kitchen. I don't want to clean the kitchen. I'll clean the kitchen. You just clean the kitchen. I mean, nigga like me, you ain't cleaning the kitchen. I'll clean the kitchen. So Ebony don't have to clean the kitchen. Okay? Give a fuck who complaining about it. Because if it don't get happening fast enough, Ebony's going to do it. Before we even can stop her, cuz. If it's not done by the time somebody else could see it and have something to say about it, like our parents, it's finna be finished if Ebony see it. And she could be in the middle of doing some shit that she was already supposed to have been doing, yo. Selfless, my nigga. Right? As far as them transgressions, though, and seeing them coming, you seeing them coming, right? And they're all connected in what it is that you don't diffuse, right? Saying we don't correct in these tests, basically. You know, and that's destiny in itself. That's, you know what I mean, as far as character, right? They say it is that good character is destiny, and destiny is good character. That is how it can be, right? It's sometimes it's stacked up on you. You know what I mean? It's a lot of weight for you to have to correct, and for you to have to lift in your enlightening. Yes, you're born with more weight than another person, no matter how selfless you may be. And that's the case for Ebony. She was already born with mad weight. So it's super a blessing she was even able to be as she is. And and don't get me wrong, down the line, if nothing else happens that should happen that's more universal, like a motherfucker keep letting her nigga take the load, nigga, then it's gonna have its effect. And that's when worse come to worse, bro. Because that's already good becoming bad. Right? Unnecessarily, nigga. Unnecessarily, my nigga. When she already cleaned your kitchen, nigga. That was your kitchen, cuz. She already got her kitchen. She did her kitchen already, cuz. Her day was yesterday, cuz. Right? So, some of us are born with more. Right? And that's just that much more lifting we have to do. You know, and when you're thankful for any experience, as far as thankful for the lesson in it, it's what we have to remember to be. And it's very difficult because it's coming at you from every direction. That's all them lights, nigga, now fucking spiraling everywhere. All them lights fucking shooting all over the place, basically. You know? As opposed to fusing together into a laser. Now you got lights in every direction, any direction. Then the lights themselves, the beams, the frequencies, the trajectories are switching as others are bouncing off each other. You know what I mean? So it's like it's coming at you from every direction. But if you remain centered, when you can keep your eyes single, right? That is, look to God first, yes, and then God will then reveal wherever direction is necessary and then beneficial. And then appropriate. You know, because sometimes we gotta sacrifice. It may not be beneficial, especially if it's necessary. That kitchen got to be clean regardless, nigga. The benefit is that it's clean. It was not to your benefit that you end up having to clean it when you had other shit to do, and then we sharing this load so as to not overwhelm each other. No matter who's born with more or less. In each instance, we have the opportunity as well as the blessing, nigga, to be selfless. You understand? Now that's hard to see, and people have great natures. I have nothing but faith in humanity, and this is the conversation, nigga. The human spirit, nigga, is miraculously, purely sacred, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And so, as far as it's not easy. A lot of us are thinking that's what we're doing anyway. We're thinking we being selfless by contributing to a cause, some sort of beneficial, appropriate, you know what I mean, system or arrangement or you know what I mean, contribution or whatever, right? Because you ain't gonna get away with doing too much of nothing without contributing, nigga, no matter where you at, who you is. Right, but what exactly are you contributing to from a whole spectrum? And that's what gets mixed. That's another part of what gets mixed up. That's how it's mixed up, and that's a part of how it is mixed up, right? But it's all for our benefit. That's for our benefit, and it's a necessary thing. As far as if it's appropriate, that's for us to arrange, for us to change, for us to adjust the appropriateness. You know, because one thing can be appropriate for one person, but not for another person. But universal, then that is the range, and that's how we get back to the benefit, the fuller benefit, and then that's the most necessary is what's real, is reality. Can't change what's real. You can't change what's real, and that's necessary, regardless of if we are approaching that or rather respecting that or not. You know, and regardless if we are embracing that or if we are emphasizing that or not, or however it is that we feel like we are emphasizing it, and that's the whole thing. You know what I mean? What is real to you? What do you feel like is the actual truth, the purpose of everything? Well, you know what I mean? That's something that you gotta figure out, that you gotta already be clear on. Your eye needs to be fucking certain about, you know, your mind's eye, you know what I mean? And have that be proven through whatever steps you take it. You know, whatever questions you have yet to been answered, you go within to answer them. Pray about it, you know what I mean? Think, work with your prayers, okay? And that's the first step, and that's gonna be enough. That's all the power. That's all the power of all love, nigga, of all time, nigga. Just in the request. That's ebony fucking sisterhood, nigga. Right there in your life. You know what I mean? To where now, nigga, shit, we didn't clean the kitchen, we ain't even cooked in the kitchen, we ain't even home, no. We ain't home for the next 2 weeks, nigga. Don't worry, we ain't worried about no kitchen, nigga. We got service, we got room service. Now let the helps clean the kitchen this week. You understand? So we gonna do something different this week. Come back to the kitchen whenever we get finished, at least with this decompressing. You know what I mean? With all of this arranging, this alignment, this recalibration of these fucking lamps, all of these different beams. Yes. We might need to go off for a little retreat, a nice little to go ahead and calibrate these beams, man. So we can keep the morale up, you dig? But you have to be thankful. And that's difficult. Because that make you a target, that make it to like where it's like, oh, now you are settling, you know, contentment is important. But you want to be realistic. And I sympathize. Because it's like, if you're satisfied with any one thing in this world, then you're already compromising. Because it's not even close to what it should be for anyone. But that's still enough though, because we're all here together, and as a whole, in just a moment's notice, all of that can change. Right? And that is beautiful, and that is even possible. It's beyond beautiful, right? And that whatever it is still a lesson in it. And that lesson is necessary. You understand? Are you following me? Yes, but as far as, you know what I mean? Not everything that's necessary is appropriate to us. You know? You feel me? So it's like, you know, or we view it as beneficial, right? But what are you know what I mean? Where are your allegiances? What is your true fucking devotion? You know what I mean? Alliances. Alignment and alliance. Yes? That's something we gotta keep in mind. We gotta look at with a single eye universally, as an overall sense, for all time, every generation to come and that has came. Right? Because time is cyclical, yes? It's not no line. This ain't no timeline. This is a time fucking turn. Okay? It's seasons in life. And all of that's connected. And that's what I'm saying as far as even these problems. You know, problems are there and they lead to bigger problems. And that in itself is fucking, what do you call a gradual or,
in succession.
Yeah.
Succession.
Like I said, you get done solving one thing, it's gonna lead you to the next thing to solve. And every time you solve larger things within yourself, it's automatically solving whatever else around you too. You can take a reverse approach and start with what's outside first, and then selflessly let that reach you. But either way, you're gonna have to continue, right? And that's the thing about we get stuck. Like a lot of times we get stuck because it's manageable. Like it's already overwhelming. It can have the propensity the potential to become overwhelming already. So what we can't see in front of us that we know we don't like, that we know we don't agree with, or is not agreeing with our frequency, shit, man, low-key, subconsciously, we realize, well, shit, it's not something worse than this, right? But if we consciously realize that, we probably wouldn't even be so upset or so opposed to it, as opposed to just allowing whatever it is for what it is, as far as giving yourself to it, and that takes that extra step. It already is what it is, unless it's not what it is and you just feeling like it is, and a lot of times that'd be what the case is. Right? It is what it is, but what really is it? You know what I mean? That depends on how you're looking at it. Are you looking at it with both eyes or with a single eye? You know what I mean? Are you accepting? Are you including? Right? Are you allowing? Right? Because life ain't perfect. Life is designed, nigga, to test your ass. Now, a lot of motherfuckers is out of alignment. There's a lot of lasers around here. A lot of fucking beams around here, bouncing off each other. And, you know, it's, like I said, it's a suicidal fucking society. You know what I mean? We don't understand dying. We don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. And so we're testing ourselves, right? So as to see the, you know what I mean, to try to test it. We testing ourselves to test what's testing us, basically. To try to test it. We testing ourselves to test what's testing us, basically. Because that's how you also can learn whatever it is that you're learning. It's by taking test after test, and by at the end, you feel me? If you don't study for your test, nigga, all you gotta do is take the test 10 times, nigga, and you pass the test by the 10th time because you already know all the wrong fucking answers in this motherfucker. But you done got an F in that fucking class, failing that test 10 times. When we can be studying. We have the syllabus when we're born, nigga. Looking at our parents, nigga. That's the whole syllabus for not only just the semester and the different seasons in your life, yes, the transitional seasons, those are the semesters, yes. This is for the entire course, nigga, for your whole degree. And you can get in, from there, you're gonna go to a deeper degree, nigga. But you still gonna have the syllabus when you start whatever your fucking training is, nigga. Now on that syllabus, it's got every assignment on that syllabus already beforehand, nigga. Right, you can wait till the day before, the night before to try to cram, binge, nigga, to studying, nigga. Or you can just, nigga, take a, you feel me, easy route and fucking seduce the teacher and just fail all your tests so you can know all the answers and then start selling answers to nigga 8-year senior ass. Yeah, nigga, I've been in this class 17 years. I know all the answers in this motherfucker. Shit, nigga, I got the cheap answers and I got the expensive answers, nigga. You got that syllabus. I know you read the syllabus, nigga. Yeah, that assignment coming up, and you got 2 weeks, nigga. I'm gonna be right over here chilling. Yeah, with the temp. Yeah, we over here, man. We copying legends and shit for the maps and shit. No, brother, you ain't know. You got to be in this class 3 years at least, nigga, before you over here chilling with us, nigga. This class is only 3 months. Yeah, well. Yeah, hey, brother, shit, what's appropriate is appropriate. You dig what I mean? For real talk, though. You hear what I'm saying, though? You can take the test or you can pass that motherfucking test. And how you gonna do that is you do you read every book that's on that syllabus, nigga, even the ones that's not required, nigga. You do extra credit first, nigga, then you go on your retreat. That's like if nigga cleaning the kitchen so clean to where even if they cook and make it dirty all week, it's still gonna be clean because you didn't clean it too good. Right? When I clean the kitchen, niggas love when I clean. When it's my night, nigga, they ain't got to clean the kitchen no more. For a few weeks, nigga, I clean the kitchen, nigga. Just so Ebony, if I'm not there when Ebony get to filling in. I ain't at the house, nigga, waiting to see if you gonna clean the kitchen. Nigga, I'm on campus, nigga. You understand me? Prepared, nigga, for my course, nigga, for whenever it is I enroll. I ain't even enrolled in this school. I'm at different campuses. Nigga, reviewing the other syllabuses, nigga, to see what ain't on my syllabus, nigga, because I'm done with my syllabus, cuz. What's on your syllabus, cuz? So we can work on that, so we can, you know what I'm saying? Because everything ain't in this book, nigga. It's already written down. I don't trust who wrote this book. I don't know these niggas, man. You understand? They got problems like me, cuz. We all got problems, man. They got problems like me, cuz. We all got problems, man. We all got problems, man. Ain't nobody perfect, bro. Everybody got problems, bro. And see, them problems is in front of you, nigga, for a reason. You know what I mean? Now, you gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep it moving regardless. But life sometimes gonna sit you down and say, hey, listen, no, this is not included in the syllabus. It's not included in the syllabus. You was a star student, you understand? So we might need you to do a little bit of, you know what I mean, debate, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you got different classes and you get, you feel me? And whatever sort of lesson that you learning, you know what I mean? And y'all get to debating. And you got to have motherfucking champions, fucking facilitators, nigga, that can articulate and are abreast with the full of the whole idea of what it is that niggas is learning to debate. You know what I'm saying? Remember that movie, Great Debaters? A nigga like me used to debate all day. You know what I mean? Niggas come to me when they need to win, nigga, to debate. Nigga, hold on, okay, round 7. Okay, we know what to do. What was it that we didn't say? I wasn't paying attention, but I'm for sure you didn't say this. I was still on campus, thanks for hitting me up. I got here as soon as possible. What's on the agenda? I don't even need to know that. Blah, da, 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 da. No, I'm just joking. And that's what I'm saying, like, we need each other, you know what I'm saying? We really actually do have to stay up to speed with each other's progresses. You know what I mean? For real, you know, because we have all our own path, but it's leading to the same place. And that is our purpose, our destiny, our belonging, individual. And then even though it may not be the same exact location, the coordinates that now connect, right? Just like those light beams into a laser, right? But if you're not on in your position, when the relay come to you, then it's gonna, you feel me? Then it's gotta skip your motherfucking ass. It's gonna bounce off of wherever it's on their spot, nigga. Right? Hey, it's just a rotation. Like I said, you gotta keep it moving. Just like emotion is moving, life is fucking action. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's coming for you. It's coming for you. You know what I mean? Regardless, but it's not nothing you're gonna be able to see. You know what I mean? You're not gonna. So it's nothing to worry about. To be honest, all you have to worry about is doing what is in front of you, right? Because it's already enough that's not in front of you, right? And as you do more that's in front of you, as you solve more minuter problems, then what you might have missed is then revealed. It comes out, in the wash. And then that's when you get behind whatever was not in front of you. You know what I mean? And but you gotta have somebody standing behind you looking where you're not looking, and all the turns that you're making at all times. And that's happening automatically just in those that are focused on what is most proper, which is, of course, that single eye. God first. Single eye. God first. It's no other way to do it. It's no other way to do it. God first. You know what I mean? That's the method. That is the structure. Us looking to God, God looking, and God showing us what it is for each of us to be looking at, that we're not missing anything. God first. You know what I mean? And that takes going within. You know what I mean? That takes whatever it is that means that it takes to you. If I said that to you and it didn't reveal to you or illustrate or communicate an idea or any type of steps to take, then hit me up directly, because there's probably going to be a handful of people that you can even say that, because all of us have some sort of association or history with spirituality. You know what I mean? Everybody do, no matter what you call it, whatever the label of it is. It's inevitable, bro. So it's like, that's revealing in itself. That itself is evident in itself. No. It's got to be something. And even in whatever it could be, that it's all things in comparison, at least. Right? Whatever it is only a degree of whatever the opposite of what it's not. Right? But whatever it is that you're accepting or we're accepting that it is not, is still going on behind your back. You understand? So do what comes to mind when you look to God. Right? Because God is moving. And if you don't move with God, you're going to be looking in a direction that's no longer the coordinates, nigga. You understand? Yeah, I just was thinking about remaining thankful for what it is that you can see that is in front of you, basically. You know, and it's not always necessary to focus on. But focusing is going to definitely be beneficial, regardless if it is necessary or appropriate. Right? So that's that middle connection. You know what I mean? You'll be able to filter through it as long as you keep your eye single, which is illuminated, which is universally selfless, right? Which is realistic, which is simple, not necessarily so basic or plain, but at least, beautiful, and unprejudiced, open, basically. You got to have your single eye open, yes? Not closed by its division into whatever fucking proof you can then explain. Right? It's going to explain itself, right? And even in the explanation, there's another explanation. You know, but whatever it is that you focus on is now going to be what you're rocking with, what you have to take to the next explanation, as opposed to all explanations making as much sense as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, you read one part of that syllabus, bro. You do one assignment in the syllabus, and that's the thing about fucking valedictorianship, right? You work through it not because you want to pass the class or because you want to impress the teacher, or you just want to get a good, you want to get done, but because you're actually interested in what it is that you're learning. Right? You don't go to college to learn some shit that you don't care about learning. You might have to take a fucking elective class that's in addition to whatever your degree is. But even then, out of respect for the fact that it's even included or related, you approach that work with the same sort of fucking drive, the same sort of fucking resilience and resolve. And what's funny about that is, nigga, you might surprisingly end up, you know what I mean, just changing. It might even change you. And that's the thing, what I'm saying, as far as these explanations changing. You know, if you take it for face value, as opposed to so personally, then you can see the many truths of it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to tomorrow, and it's not even your night, but the kitchen still got to be clean. You know? So it's like, you got your day. And what you look like, even volunteering, that's not necessary. But what is necessary is that kitchen is clean. What is necessary is that you don't confuse yourself, right? That you don't weaken your own fucking oneness and wholeness by separating or dividing it into the largest part of it, so as to fit into this appropriateness. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you do the fucking assignments on that syllabus, but as you read the book, right, even the ones that's not included, and that's why you gotta move quick, because you already gotta go to school and sit in the class and other classes, and you gotta live your life and be boinking on the teacher. You gotta have time to fucking seduce the teacher, right? You gotta have time, nigga, to swindle the star teacher's pet, 8-year star teacher, you know what I'm saying, to distract this nigga. On top of that, right? Then you gotta clean the kitchen tonight too, nigga. Cause your brother acting like you feel me? We not in this together and shit. You dig? So it's like, you might not even have the time to even do this shit. You can attempt it. I'm telling you the truth, my nigga. I'm an A student, nigga. So I didn't try, nigga. That's why you gotta go super harder. You gotta do 10 times as much, because a lot of times you're not even gonna have the time to do it. You can be going as fast as possible, nigga. But that's why it's not required, nigga, because it's not probable, nigga. It's not even really so possible for the average nigga to fucking do. Right? So that's why, nigga, it's like, okay, I'll sit up and read the book 3 times, nigga, especially if I got the time and I'm already done. Don't just be done with it. If you got the time, do this shit over, nigga. Why not, nigga? You learning something you love, yes? Well, if you don't already love it, you can learn to love it, nigga. You doing it, nigga. You giving it your heart and soul, nigga. And that's what I'm saying, nigga, when you can learn to love something that you don't even like. And that's what I'm saying, nigga, when you can learn to love something that you don't even like, then your love is able to fucking be now expanded, nigga. You feel me? The wholeness and oneness of your very love, nigga, your very preference, nigga, is then balanced out. And that's what I'm saying, nigga, when you can learn to love something that you don't even like, then your love is able to fucking be now expanded, nigga. You feel me? The wholeness and oneness of your very love, nigga, your very preference, nigga, is then balanced out. God first. Nigga, just cause you like some shit, so what? You can have the wrong idea of whatever it even is that you fucking feel like you like. Right? And that's the same thing with whatever else niggas is focused on. Yes? And that's why it's important. That's why it's important, you know, to go all the way in on whatever that you're going in on. To go all the way in. No matter what it is that you're going in, and for whatever reason it is you're going in on it. If you're doing it, you gotta do it. You know what I mean? And finish it again. As much as you can, you know what I mean? Because you feel me? If you in the middle of it and you I have to end up doing something else, then you gave it your all, and it's gonna give its all back to you. So as to take wherever else it is you're going instead of wherever it is that you would be fucking completing the task. And that's power in itself. You know, as far as, you know what I mean, so where you can win that debate when the debate come up, you know what I mean? As opposed to not even being able to be, you know what I mean, involved in the debate. Which that's fine, shit. It's still entertaining. The debate is still entertaining. It's still informational. It's educational, the debate, nigga. But when you can, nigga, when you can help another motherfucker see something differently, nigga, that's illness right there, bro. That's something I don't know if you want to be missing out on. You know what I mean? It's like that's reinforcing your own understanding and appreciation, right? Because you can succumb to another person's point of view or argument in a debate because, of course, they facts is just that much more fucking defined. You know what I mean? And reinforced and confirmed, right? And it's like, shit, I need to confirm my daddy. Then just teach you better how to confirm your own shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't even know where to start as far as to even fucking respond to a nigga's fucking rebuttal, then it's only entertaining for you. It's not instructional. You know what I mean? It can be educational, nigga. But it's not gonna be like, you know what I mean, defining. It's not gonna be refining. It's not instructional, right? We gotta refine, define, and then refine. You know what I'm saying? Gaining one's definition and then a refinition. Right? The point though about the syllabus, you read that one book, right? You get done with that. That's the last one. You do all the ones that's required first, and hopefully you can do it simultaneously. You want to read chapter of each of all the books that's included. No matter how confusing it may be, once you do that enough times, then it's going to become much more graceful for you, right? It's going to be to where now you're able to get it done before you even realize you've done it, and then be able to do it again and read whatever book you want. You weren't clear on more first. You know what I mean? Like if you, whatever book is in there, right? You read a chapter of each of all the books. If it's 10 books, that means you read 10 chapters a day, basically, which is easy. Really, you read 10 chapters. You can read 100 chapters a day, 10 chapters out of each of them 10 books. One chapter is nothing. How about how many chapters each of the books got? That's what you got to realize. You know what I mean? If the fucking book got 50 chapters in it, or nigga 200 chapters in it, but another book got 50 chapters in it, that means you read 4 chapters of this one book, right? Now you go by the book with the least chapters, and then you compare it to the book with the most chapters. If one book got only fucking 7 chapters in it, you read that bitch 7 times before you even start any of the books. Just because, nigga, it's an insult that it only got 7 chapters. Right? I'm fucking with you. You probably just want to, it's crazy. No, I mean, if it's only 7 chapters, it's not even going to really even equate, really. But for example purposes, if it's got 7 chapters and another book got 700 chapters, you start, right? 1 chapter out of that. You can't do less than a chapter, but really you would need to be doing less than a chapter in that case. Or you're going to end up reading 100 chapters out of that 700 chapter book in order to match the 1 chapter that you read. Now, is this 1 chapter of this 7 chapter book as informational, as saturated and concentrated with fucking knowledge and truth as this 700 chapter book? Doubtfully. It's possible. But that's what you'll be able to see in taking this method. Right? And you apply this method to whatever fucking pamphlets or, you know what I mean, collections of experiences that are in your life. You categorize the collections of experiences by their nature. You know what I'm saying? By the different fucking labels on them, basically. You know what I mean? Then you examine the table of contents, nigga. Then you look through the glossary for words you ain't never heard before. Before you read them books, nigga. You understand? I said you want to glaze over the table of contents of these particular collections of experiences in your life that have labels on them. And then you want to look at the glossary at the back of these collections of experiences for different terms you're not familiar with. And make note and take note of those. So that when the teacher say, here's an extra credit pop quiz question. Someone give me the definition for You never said that in the class. I know, but if you've been reading your book. When you say extra credit, Miss Rebecca, what exactly are you referring to? Understand the class reading like last time? Okay, you know what I mean? You be ready for that. You gotta stay ready for those questions, man. So that you can get that extra credit, man. You don't want no extra credit? You gonna let this 8-year ass thing get the extra credit, huh? Oh, that's scandalous, huh? When you could have just easily went to that glossary, bro. Easily, bro. And took note, bro. You know what I mean? Went ahead and just recorded whatever different words you wasn't familiar with, just in case, bro. You know, these fucking teachers, bro, they be getting creative, bruh. They be trying to catch your ass off guard, bro. I'm telling you now, man. You know what I mean? Never fails. Every semester, I tell you the truth. But this is just life. And when it comes to passing the class, that's fine. But when it is, as far as like internalizing the experience, internalizing the lesson, you know what I'm saying? The growth, the knowledge. You feel me? The real knowledge in it. Right? It's knowledge in everything, right? Yeah, and what is knowledge applied? It becomes wisdom. Wisdom is the application of knowledge, right? But if you're not acquainted, you're not associated, you're not exposed to the knowledge, if you're not investigating the knowledge, then you don't have that knowledge so as to apply, so as to gain the wisdom, which stay with you forever. Wisdom is something you don't have to think about. It's something you know, that you have internalized, right? That has become a part of your light body, your heart, right? That is automatically shining in your actions that you are taking based on your subconscious understanding and appreciation of this truth in your mind. You're not going to say certain things. You're not going to do certain things. And the wisdom, which stay with you forever. Wisdom is something you don't have to think about. It's something you know, that you have internalized, right? That has become a part of your light body, your heart, right? That is automatically shining in your actions that you are taking based on your subconscious understanding and appreciation of this truth in your mind. You're not going to say certain things. You're not going to do certain things. And even if you were to do or say certain things, it's for whatever other reason that can't now be traced back to deflecting the light of God. You know what I'm saying? Because truth is truth, and God is truth, and God is real, and reality is God. Regardless, right, of whatever fucking glass you're looking through. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. And that's those transgressions, though, are those books. You know what I'm saying? Those different chapters of those books, are these different transgressions. And some books, nigga, got 700 chapters. Some pamphlets, nigga, ain't even got a full chapter. You got a fucking few paragraphs in it, but they're profound, poetic problems. You know what I mean? They're real simple equations. Some of them are riddles for you to think about as you read all these other books. Right? And oh snap, that's why that's what I don't understand that one fucking sentence riddle, damn, that I read before. I read all these other books, right? The fun one is the most profound problem. It was confusing to me at first, but it ended up applying to everything else that I'm learning in this course, right? I'm so glad I went ahead and digested that whole thing up front, you know what I mean, before anything else. But it would have been just as special if I would have took it piece by piece along like the rest of these books. Right, so what you do is you finish all the books first, and hopefully you can get through it, and you got to do that before it's even time for you to have been read whatever other chapters of the book, because you're gonna go assignment by assignment in each of the books. A lot of times you do one book first, and the next book another time, or if the teacher might switch it up. You have assignment from another book that you haven't been having assignment from, leading up to the full, completion of the whole book. Right, but for the most part, it's gonna be gradual. It's gonna be step by step. But if you cover everything, then you're able to learn that much more in all that you're learning. And then also apply, you feel me, the fuller lesson in each of the tests that you're able to, or the corrections you're making, you know, because there's still going to be tests. And just because you do all of this extra super fucking preparation, that's only for you to gain that overhead view, basically. You know, because you got to keep going to God. You got to keep going to God. You got to keep going to God. Every time you get deflected, which is those new chapters, you learning something new. But if you don't go back to that, you know what I'm saying? If you don't read another chapter, and that means solving that problem, moving to another problem. You know what I mean? A chapter out of another book, right? And you get to solving too many problems in one fucking collection of experiences, then that's just that much more reviewing you're gonna have to do in the next related fucking subject, nigga, of this course, nigga. Right? And that's why it's important to have Ebony around, nigga, if you tired at night. Looking, you know what I'm saying? Looking out for you for where you can't see, you know what I'm saying? You looking at you watching behind her, she watching behind you. We all learning the same thing anyway, and that's what to solve fucking problems, nigga. To solve fucking problems, nigga. Solving problems with God's help, right? Because you're gonna be plenty that you miss. With all of your capabilities, there's always gonna be something that we're gonna be overlooking. We can't keep it all in sight at once, unless, of course, we keep in a single eye, right? So that's the point. Through God, as vessels, instruments of the holy and overall holistic orchestra, you know, in harmony. That's the way. That is the answer, right? To all of our tests is harmony, right? But we don't have all the same questions, right? Your questions may be worded differently. Your choices may be like, right, you got a multiple choice question. I might even have the same question, but my options, as far as my answers, are arranged differently. Like, what's B for you might be C for me, you know? Or we might read a paragraph about a fish wearing a red hat, right? And one of the questions is, what color was the hat the fish was wearing? Now, A is, for me, red. B for me is green. C for me is the fish was not wearing a hat, right? A, B, C. But A for you is the fish was not wearing a hat. The right answer is the right answer, but it's a different choice for you. It's still the same answer to that particular question. Now, that's question number 20 for me. Question number 20 for you is something totally different that may not even be on my test at all, right? The right answer might even still actually be A. Multiple choice, but that don't mean that it's the same words in that answer, right? If it's not the same question, and A happens to be the fish was not wearing a hat, then that's not the answer, right? And that's not what I'm saying. But whatever the answer is, that would be A. Yes, that's similar to the fact that my answer also was A for my question number 20 and your question number 20, nigga. It's the same letter, but it's a different answer, even though it's the same answer. And that it is even an answer and the right answer. As in correct answer. Yes? But who's fucking making, you know what I'm saying? Who's finna check this test, though? It's the same person checking all the tests. You understand? And it's even, and it's hard. It's difficult. It's increasingly difficult. It's increasingly difficult because, of course, it's complicated, right? The difficulty in the complication in the difficulty, right? The complication in the difficulty in the complication, mostly, right? Both, mostly, yes, right? Because it becomes much more complicated if you allow it to be difficult, but it becomes very difficult in the complication of it. Right? So it is for you to handle, and for the most part, it's not so confusing, misleading, right? Because you don't want to have to go to God for everything, right? You already call on Allah to help us through everything, but some things we can handle, not necessarily on our own, but with that same blessing, with that momentum, and that's another part of the test too. You know, and the test comes through people for the most part. The test is internal and personal for regular sort of engagements, right? For your own individual involvements and achievements, which is self-growth, right? Which is healing, right? Which also a lot of times will bleed over into other people, or will inadvertently, in enough ways or not, involve others. From a complete sense or completer sense, it starts with you and it ends with you, but that's not all that it does. It starts and ends with you, ends and starts with you, but you are not only you first of all anyway. It's also what I'm saying, right? And that in enough ways is how it also is complicated and becomes more complicated through your moving through it, right? We can keep it at bay. We can keep it at bay right in front of us, try to, you feel me, wrestle it down so that it stays in front of us, as opposed to moving with it, and not necessarily even just moving with it, but moving with Allah, being that Allah is everywhere and able to then emphasize, or rather able to guide you towards what it is most diffusing to notice, even if you're going to decidedly focus on it or not, or however it is that you end up focusing on what it is that you notice, or able to notice, through not being distracted by what you're giving your attention to, right? Instead of going to God first and everything. But it's like, what is it? What is a thing? Some things are parts of other things that you already went to God about. You understand? And so we want to keep returning to Allah, because we be having to work in union with our prayers. We take those steps that were laid out for us to be taken. However, paths are crossing. While you're walking your path, on other paths, whether there's a person walking on that path or not, or if it was a path that was already taken by you, you're crossing paths, right? And those can be likened to those beams bouncing off each other, yes? You know what I mean? So you're crossing paths regardless, and, right? You don't ever know, right? You gotta always remember to first go to God and approach it in the most necessary way. But but a lot of times it's like, what do we see as necessary? Like, what is really necessary? Like, a lot of times we are defending our love for God. That's what I'll be finding it is with me. But you don't have to do that, right? As Christians, right? As Muslims, right? We don't have to do that, right? And that's really a lot of times, a lot of motherfucking non-believers, nigga, that you know what I mean? They already know how to get to you, because it's like they know that you're involved with your faith, right? You're involved with your faith for whatever particular reason. Something led you to it, to where now, whether your faith is shakable or not, it's directed from a particular angle, nigga, right? What solidified your faith, right? What convinced you to follow the path that you're on, right? Now, you might have already been on the path, and then as you were progressing in your path, crossing paths that you made or not, your faith was then strengthened, solidified, you know what I mean, fortified. You might have, you know, been shown, you know, your attention might have been given to whatever sort of notice God reminded you of, and then you grew into strengthening your faith through that. Just staying in motion, staying progressively active, and achieving, successfully fucking attaining, as well as and building on achievement, which is important to do. You know what I mean? We can get to a point where we become satisfied, basically, with what we've done, and we just keep that basically going, keep that afloat. And that's an achievement, a life achievement, right? That you pursue, as well as then you stabilize, basically. That you establish, basically. And you remain established and stabilized. You stabilize it and establish it, and then you uphold it, basically. It's a word I'm thinking of. I can't even think of the word I'm thinking of. But I know the word I'm thinking of, I just can't bring it to mind. And that's an example of what I'm saying. Right? We be having our attention on shit, but it is for us to notice particular things already. You know what I mean? Like, my attention is on that word to say to you, but I haven't noticed it. And calling back to mind what it already was that I know in the words that I know and have learned, whether I'm using them more frequently or not, so as to communicate the stress of what I'm saying to you. It's a word like the ones I used, but it's not the particular one that I thought of. You know what I mean? That I know in my heart as to best communicate what it is, the feeling of what I'm saying. And we don't be wanting to always go to God because we be feeling like shit ain't worth it. You know what I mean? This is some old petty earthly shit that is in front of you right now. You know, you don't want to bother God with that. You know, cause busy doing many things, right? And you already busy on whatever else that you prayed about that is more necessary, right? But that's also in the test. You know, it's like with the test, if you don't take yourself out of it, enough to where you can read through every question, then you're gonna run out of time on that test. You know what I mean? And you may even know all the answers, but you gotta make sure of what the fucking question is. A lot of times there be trick questions in the fucking test, and that's what I'm saying. These trick question ass motherfucking encounters, nigga. Trick question ass motherfucking interactions with niggas, homie. It's exactly what I'm getting at, cause as far as these transgressions, cause, and to be thankful for them though, because now you can pass that fucking class with flying colors, nigga. Right? Instead, as opposed to getting a B plus, nigga, you went ahead and snatched that A, nigga. Not only an A, you got an A plus, because of course these trick questions was hella long just for you to be paying enough attention to them shit. Right? In what it is you're supposed to be noticing, in that what is not even the question, it ain't got nothing to do with the test. It's your determination to accomplishing is the word. It's the other word next to achieving. I still ain't thought of what I was thinking of as far as stabilizing and shit. Your devotion and your sacrifice and your sincerity, right? And me, I'm hot-headed sometimes. Cool-headedness is not nothing that you're gonna be able to expect from me. You feel me? Because then you playing with fire then, as far as that's concerned. Because that's really sacred. And it should never be nothing tested, especially by no other person. Right? But motherfuckers ain't focused out this bitch. That's what happened when motherfuckers ain't focused. Right? They got all this time for extra, endeavors and shit. Outside endeavors or whatever. You know what I mean? For real. It was really senseless and as well as pointless, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's provocative. It's agitational. You know what I mean? It's commotion. You know what I mean? That's the excitement, right? As opposed to the investment, right? As opposed to redirecting that energy into something that's going to give back to them what they need, which is to learn something that they can build on towards the benefit, right, of not only just themselves, but everyone and everyone through themselves, as opposed to anti-everyone through themselves, right? Which is, those are the two sides of it, like, you know what I mean? And that's where it comes down to, that selflessness. And that's the trick, that's another trick flip of it, right? So it's just complicated. That's where the difficulty comes in as far as not being able to tell when that is, but it's always the same, but you just don't be expecting it. And that's what I'm saying as far as problems. If it's something that you're able to notice, then it's a benefit in it. There's a lesson in it, and that is connected to what it is that you would not be able to notice. That you're gonna need to preempt, like making sure that you are focused enough to read that question slow enough, but fast enough to read that purposely confusing ass question on next to the 200 next questions coming up in this 2 hours you got for this test, nigga. On this pertinent fucking test that you gotta take. You know what I mean? To get your degree. Right? And it's not even about that. It's just really, feel me? For whoever the administrators to be able to say, well, yeah, he paid his dues, basically. He you know what I mean? It's not even really a rites of passage, because a rites of passage is something that's a little bit more natural, But when we come to these different structures that are designed in a way so as to label you, it's interesting. You know what I mean? Some students ain't even gonna succumb to that shit. They take a B plus. You feel me? You already got extra credit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Miss Rebecca is gonna pull some strings regardless when it comes to that administration. You know what I mean? If you need that GPA for whatever it is, you know what I mean? You don't need to have a 4.0 or a 4.5 unless it is that you want to be able to move along to the next degree, which you're going to take a perfect score in whatever degree else that you got, right? Or it's just, you know what I mean, just just for respect, just for as with honors, basically, literally with honors, so that you could say, not that you could say anything, it's just that the experience in itself is just that pure, because you're giving yourself to it, right? So all these trick-ass questions on these tests, that's a trade-off sometimes, you gotta make. Not that you have to make, but you should consciously respect, first of all, because you have the opportunity to learn. Not even just only learn, but to certify that achievement, right? That's just sometimes what it involves. And you're not always going to make it through all them questions. You might have to take a B plus, right? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I want my A plus, nigga. Because I know I'm capable. That's what I said to myself I was gonna do, but it's sometimes, you feel me? You sign that paper, nigga, for that school, cuz this is a university, nigga. You understand? And you could be the best star student, nigga. It's just the factors, cuz. It's about what it is that you're willing to relinquish, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The compromise you're willing to take, basically. Me, I can be uncompromising. I can be uncompromising. I don't know how good of a character quality that is all the time. Do I care? Oh, shit, nigga. Of course I care more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? But that in itself, if you care about the wrong shit, you really not even caring about it that you're saying that you care about. Because if you can't care about the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? Because to care is to go to God about it, basically. And if you go to God about the wrong shit, then it's going to be diffused automatically. It's going to be diffused automatically. And sometimes, you know what I mean? You be thinking to yourself, you know what I mean? Well, shit, man. If it's that serious, then it's that serious, but it ain't that serious. But at the same time, it's in front of me. And I usually be seeing what God want me to see. But sometimes God want me to see what not to look at, what not to allow to take my attention away from what it is to focus, to remain focused on. You know what I mean? And that's beautiful, man. And that's what it is. Maybe that's resonating with you. Maybe that's resonated with you. You know? Because it's easy to get distracted, but it's a reason why it's easy to get distracted. Especially when you know within your heart what it is that you really, really want. You know? But are we all together in that choice? Are we all together in that choice? Are we automatically going to be or not in whatever choice you're making is what I'm saying. Because if you're making a choice that is directed divinely, then it's automatically involving all factors of all existence and experiences. And it may not be for you to be able to explain to yourself so directly or descriptively, but it's going to explain itself. Now, as far as that one explanation, as I said before, there's another explanation coming behind that explanation, just like it's another problem coming after another problem, just like it's another question coming after this long ass, elaborate, you feel me, purposely confusing ass test question, bro. That's only one question out of the whole test. But that one nigga you miss enough of them one questions, that's a score, nigga. Your score is automatically not perfect, bro. When you study, bro. But you got there late thinking, shit, nigga, I'm gonna breeze through this test like I breeze through all other tests. Nah, bro, this is a state test, nigga. You have to fly out for this test, right? You know what I'm saying? All type of fucking delegates and shit, nigga, you debating with, nigga. Better wise up, nigga. You understand? Get there, nigga, early. And nigga, pray, nigga, you better pray before you get that test, bro. And shit, you probably still ain't gonna get but a B++, nigga. They stingy with the A's, cuz. They stingy with the A's out there, cuz. It ain't even about earning it, cuz. It's about learning. You know what I'm saying? And your compromise, cuz. And being conscious of your compromise. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's interesting, man. And it's, you know, we here together. We got each other, and that's for a reason too. You feel me? Just make sure Miss Rebecca get her flowers. You feel me? Regardless, and some chocolates. Yeah. And teachers work hard. You feel me? Yeah, no, cause another thing is like, you know, this is a scholar. It's scholarship. We're speaking of scholarship. Yeah, it's a scholarship. Yes, it is. It is scholarship. Scholarship is not always academia. It's not always being the most studious. It involves different aspects, or rather, all of these different agreements, all of these different covenants, basically, in societies, low key, fraternities. You know, scholarship a lot of times is subsidized. You understand? You know, they can afford for the most accomplished individual to be neutral, to have a stance of actual individuality. And then that's less control, that's less managing, or that's less control, basically. So you're always going to be, you know, that's why you always have to be sort of suspicious of anyone actually. That's why it is that we're seeing even more suspicion. Not that you always have to be suspicious, but you could say that it might be that a person is rightfully suspicious of anyone making any source of progress in this corrupted ass system that is this fucking planet, right? And that's the fraternity we in, is this earth as humans, though. You know what I'm saying? First of all, even as humans, right? Because you go to God, yes? That's the fucking chancellor. That's the superintendent, basically, right? You got the principal, then you got the superintendent, nigga, who is head overseer of the entire state of universities, you know? And as a human, right, with our God power within us, so we can access it, but we still got to, there's still an arrangement to that. There's still a sequence, right? There's a hierarchy, right? There's that scholarship involved. There's that fraternity, basically. That society, that alliance, that allegiance, that covenant, basically, that you're going to have to cleverly bypass in order to still be able to achieve and get your accolades and recognition, nigga. Or you're going to have to sign up, basically. You're going to have to, what is called, submit to it. To a certain extent. A lot of times you get away with this and that because, of course, just out of respect, niggas like your style, niggas love your conviction. You know what I mean? They respect your conviction and your pure innocence. You know what I mean? And your openness, as well as your fucking wherewithal is the word, right? Your go-to-itness, yes? You read every book in the syllabus, and then you went to all the other schools, nigga, within the superintendent's fucking district, nigga. So as to just to, you know what I mean, double check, triple check, whatever other information wasn't included, nigga. They see that. Right? These are all agents of this system that is humanity here on Earth, right? Niggas, you know what I mean, born in the position they born. They grow to whatever position they grow to. They can control it more than you can. You know, they playing their position, and they in their spots just for that light to bounce right off of them to the next position. Right? But then you mean you on your way to the center position though, which everyone is, right? Which they're in their center position. But you on your way to your center position as to why for us to that first fucking shine, right? Which would have been whatever test you took, whatever debate you won, whatever elective you chose. Your first degree you got on your way up to your doctorates, right? Your associate's degree, basically. That was you shining first, right? Now you already in the fraternity that is life, right? In the district collective of associated universities, basically, under the superintendent. Yes. Now you can stop there, nigga, and not make no ripples, nigga, not have to worry about this final grade, nigga, being exemplary, nigga, being with honors, nigga, like, you good passing with a D, nigga, or not even going within them realms, nigga, because them realms, brother, are turbulent, brother. It's a lot of trick questions in them realms, guys, right? And if you are not abreast with these different agreements, with these different arrangements, and what do you call formulas, basically, these activities, these fucking sequences, these activities, you know what I mean? These systemized, how something is done is the method, you know what I mean? These, you know, there I go again. It's like I be fucking with myself. I be testing myself in my mind all the time. I be giving myself trick questions in my mind all the time. Like, I think of the word and I say, is that the word I really want to say? Yeah, of course it is. I wouldn't have thought of it. But yeah, I always be thinking of it, thinking of another one. But right after I think of it, well, why don't you let yourself think of the other one then, before you be thinking if you're going to think of another one first? Oh, damn, then you forgot both the words you would have thought of. Now you got to come up with the fourth one you would have chose because you didn't bury the one, nigga. You didn't cloud it up what it was you would have said, nigga, by trying to see if that's what you want to say. Nigga, if it ain't what you want to say, then you don't know by the time you try to say it. And a lot of times that's what be happening with me. I'll be about to say something, and I'll be like, oh, blah, 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 and I'll say another word before I say what I would have said. But then I'll be letting myself do it all the time. That's what I'm saying. That's another part of what I'm saying. That's another thing what I mean, too, right? You dig? You be trying to make sure that it ain't a trick question in this. Right? Because it's like, yo, you ain't sign up for that. Like, that's not what you got into this for. Like, a lot of times, niggas just be trying to just do what they can, right? Do the best they can because they see it as only so possible to get wherever far because it's only so many positions, right? Most of the time, niggas is knocked down out of their position if they don't sign up for the shit, basically. If they don't play the game, you know? Because it's dangerous for there not to be unity, right? Because unity is not always harmony. But without harmony, the best thing you can do is unity when it comes to power. Yes? And the application or the application of power, basically. The administrating of power. Power is there already. We born in this fucking fraternity, bro. Sure, we got some splinter cells. Sure, we got some double agents up in this bitch. But then now they didn't sign two contracts now. You know what I mean? That's the compromise they had to make. So that's to position themselves in a more uncompromising angle, basically. We're gonna compromise regardless, but is it a conscious compromise? And in the conscious compromise, if it is or it isn't, is it a concerted compromise? You know what I mean? What do you call it? A manageable compromise? Is it something that you are only doing for now, but then ain't gonna stick with? I don't like them type of compromises. I mean, even if I'm a compromise, it's gonna be a compromise, right? Not nothing I'm gonna change my mind on. I'm already changing my mind to what I'm changing my mind to, nigga. To end up changing my mind later, nigga. Then that's what I mean when I say conscious compromises, right? Now, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta do something just to be able to not have to do it no more. And that's conscious, right? And the whole thing about that is, unless you're ready to end up having to stay doing it, even though you expect not to have to be doing it, then you're losing yourself to it, even if you end up not having to do that shit. Right? Because it's got you, nigga, until you give it up. But it still got you for the time it had you. It still got you for the time it had you, as opposed to you having it as long as you need it, because that's what the compromise you're making. It's serving a purpose that you're not in a position to serve, instead of involving it as you would not prefer to do. Right? Now, you do it just long enough not to have to do it, but whenever that is, it's not up to you either. And that's the fucking game that's being played by these administrations, They say to you, oh, well, if you just do this, then you'll be done. Yeah, but yeah, they know you're not even capable of doing it. Or for you to do it, you would be not doing what it is that you should, that would be more natural to do. That would be much more whole to be doing. Right? And they know that because this is generations down to generations down to generations. Right? And even if they don't realize, they realize that it's still got its own history. It's still got its own magnetizing momentum in the administration of the power that it already represents, that it is structured in the position that it's in. Right? When it comes to the larger spectrum. And that's the whole thing. Even when it comes to knowledge. Knowledge is power, no? Well, what is power? Power is energy, yes? You know what I'm saying? So focus is energy, though. Focus directs energy. Focus directs energy. You understand? Right? So in your focusing, though, you have things that catch your attention. As far as you giving your attention to it, what there is for you to notice is already assigned. Is already determined and designated by the divine order. What it is for you to notice. Now, what it is for you to notice is now up to you to decide to focus on. Because what it is not for you to notice, you're going to give your attention to or not. Because you can't focus on it, because in focusing on it, now you're now distracting yourself. Right? Not everything is to be focused on, because in focusing on it, it then now actually confuses you. Right? It misdirects you for you to focus on it. You might give your attention to it for however long that it's not useful to do. Right? Until now you realize what the focus is, and even it catching your attention. Right? What is it actually reminding you to focus on, and that it caught your attention? They say to you, oh, well, if you just do this, then you'll be done. Yeah, but yeah, they know you're not even capable of doing it. Or for you to do it, you would be not doing what it is that you should, that would be more natural to do. That would be much more whole to be doing. Right? And they know that because this is generations down to generations down to generations. Right? And even if they don't realize, they realize that it's still got its own history. It's still got its own magnetizing momentum in the administration of the power that it already represents, that it is structured in the position that it's in. Right? When it comes to the larger spectrum. And that's the whole thing. Even when it comes to knowledge. Knowledge is power, no? Well, what is power? Power is energy, yes? You know what I'm saying? So focus is energy, though. Focus directs energy. Focus directs energy. You understand? Right? So in your focusing, though, you have things that catch your attention. As far as you giving your attention to it, what there is for you to notice is already assigned. Is already determined and designated by the divine order. What it is for you to notice. Now, what it is for you to notice is now up to you to decide to focus on. Because what it is not for you to notice, you're going to give your attention to or not. Because you can't focus on it, because in focusing on it, now you're now distracting yourself. Right? Not everything is to be focused on, because in focusing on it, it then now actually confuses you. Right? It misdirects you for you to focus on it. You might give your attention to it for however long that it's not useful to do. Right? Until now you realize what the focus is, and even it catching your attention. Right? What is it actually reminding you to focus on, and that it caught your attention? You know what I'm saying? And you're not always ready for that, first of all. You know what I mean? Because you got the other factors when you're taking these tests. Then you got shit to do with the test. Like, motherfucker trying to cheat off your test, or a hot girl coming in, you know what I mean? Or nigga, you gotta go take a whiz or some shit. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. Nigga, it's emergency out of nowhere, fucking fire drill, whatever. You know? And you still in the middle of the test though. You know what I mean? Or you forgot, or your pen run out of ink or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And you only brought 2 pens and both your pens run out of ink. And the niggas want to act like, oh, no, nigga, you ain't got no pen. I thought you was a star student, nigga. You need my pen, nigga. Yeah, I got mad shit. I got extra pens. I ain't even using my pen, nigga. Shit, where your pen at? I thought you had your pens, nigga. What you mean, bro? My pens ran out of ink, man. I was in a hurry, man. I was trying to make sure I got here early so I ain't saying I couldn't have time to read over these trick-ass questions, man. What you going on, man? Why you gotta have me begging you for your pen, man? You don't even need all them pens, dog. You ain't finna pass the test anyway, nigga. Just copy off my test, nigga. Look, I'll trade you off. Let's make a compromise, brother. You can win. You can just copy off my motherfucking test. You gonna win that way. I'll be able to use your pen. I'll give it right back to you, man. Damn, brother. We wasted time. I'm trying to pass this test with flying colors. Mr. Rebecca's waiting, man. We got to go toast with Mr. Rebecca after this. You ain't trying to go out to lunch? Man, you tripping, man. Now I gotta go. Now I gotta leave the class. I got to end my test now because I ain't got no pen. This nigga trying to act like. You ain't even in this class. Man. You just came up in here just to tease me with your pens. You ain't even in this class. Bro, man, I'm about to snatch your pens, nigga. Yeah, man, you never know. That's what I'm saying. You didn't understand. And you already got all these extra shit outside situations. You know what I mean? Like I say, it's a fraternity in life, and that's the way it's set up. You know? And it's always going to be that sort of, power structure, basically. It's always going to be that power structure that you got to maneuver through. And what's cool, what's kind of is that when you are pure-hearted, right, then you're not going to notice certain shit. You feel me? You're going to be focused on what it is that it is for you to be giving your attention to and focusing on, right? Because you can notice things, right? Right? Because to be honest, yo, if your heart is not inclined to something, you're not going to notice it. It may catch your attention. If your heart is not inclined towards something, you're not going to notice it. It may catch your attention. Will it hold your attention? Well, that all depends on the nature of your exposure to it. How it is that you were even able to not notice it, but ignore it or not. You feel me? You know what I mean? Motherfuckers be feeling like you ignoring them and shit. No, you just focus on something unrelated, basically. And for the most part, we're at a point in time in history in this power structure, nigga, where it's evident where motherfuckers' alliances are, just in the little things that they allow to hold their attention. You know what I mean? And it's to a point to where even if they're maneuvering well through it, you can't even hardly disguise it no more now. Because it's so, the questions now are riddles within riddles, right? They don't even have a right question, nigga. Some questions, bro, on particular tests, nigga, depending on the administration, and this is the truth, do not have a right answer to them. They're designed so as to bump your grade down, unless you are doing something in addition, more than your scholastics, more than your academics, more than your scholarship, nigga. Like these different extracurricular, outside covenants, my man. And this is nigga, true, nigga, this is no cap game right now. This is a situation. I mean, you're not finna get in no high position, bro, without getting fucking stamped, nigga. Without getting branded, nigga. Right? You're supposed to be satisfied with getting by. You ain't God, but you is though. Right? Because that's what you're going through. That's what you're moving with. And that's what's moving through you. You understand? And it's not about bragging rights. It's not about clout. It's not about fucking what do you call it? What is it? When you can, you know what I mean? When you be like trying to, I'll be thinking of the word, but I'll be like, I'm over it. I don't even care about what I'm saying, basically. No, it's like, I do, but it's like I'm still be saying this for forever. This shit is a hell of a long ass fucking. It's not about bragging rights or socialism, basically. It's not about social. It's about knowledge, nigga. It's about the truth, nigga, in your own life. And as a truth seeker, nigga, as a light worker, nigga, you confirming and collecting and determining and defining and redefining and refining your appreciation of the truth, my nigga, and all the levels of that, my nigga. And that's rare, my nigga. You're gonna, and for the most part, the average mother person, nigga, has a price, brother. And it starts at that grade, family. Because you already invested all this time, and you can't turn back now, and you need to pass this class. Or go do your own shit, nigga. Superintendent your own self up. Feel me? Erect and motherfucking configure your own district, nigga, of universities, nigga, which you're gonna have to be doing covertly, nigga. Right? Because there's already a power structure that you gotta bypass and ignore at that point, nigga. As opposed to just these different factors. You know what I mean? These different light beams. Now you fucking dodging lasers now of misconstrued, chaotic beams into lasers. Because, you feel me? They can still make a fucking orb. Right? And if you just one beam, brother, you feel me? If you just one beam, you up against mad other beams. They still making some sort of structure, some sort of object. You feel me? To cut through with your one beam, you know what I mean? You can focus and focus and focus and focus. And from all those that shining bouncing off and returning to you through your degrees, grow your beam into a laser. It's possible. But you gotta be real precise as to where you aim that laser so as to cut through whatever it is, that structure of all those other misguided different beams. You know what I mean? And that's hard as whatever, just, you know what I mean, succumbing one time until you don't have to no more. So you might as well just do that for the most part. And most niggas see that, they ain't got time to worry about it, that extra energy either. You know what I mean? They still gotta clean the kitchen tonight. You know? So that's just how it is, and that's the situation you face. You know? And that's the structure that's in place. And it's like that for a reason. And that's just the reality. And don't dilute yourself, my nigga. You know what I mean? You're gonna get to a particular point where you gotta say, well, this is gonna have to be good enough for me right now. Because me trying to do whatever else, I'm up against myself, really, is what you gotta realize. But if you ain't been taking that path the whole way there, that means you gotta go back and restart your path. You can get there, but you ain't gonna get there the way you didn't got there. You ain't finna be able to make it all the way there the way that you came there, if you don't go there the right way and remain, you know what I'm saying, on that path every step you take, as opposed to being on the path, then taking a little side path by stepping out of the focus into whatever caught your attention without that path in mind. You know, don't get me wrong, you know, you don't want to be able to get caught on your path to where just whoever just scanning the path, because the path is open. Niggas can scan your path, nigga. And if you be on that path, they gonna swoop you up off that path. So if you ain't on the side, at least, you know what I mean, in the cut, you know what I mean, the trenches a little bit. And if you're gonna be in the trenches regardless, there's always gonna be different things that catch your attention. Now, if you give your attention, if they hold your attention, you always give, if you can even give your attention to it, they hold your attention, then that's only to a certain extent in itself, you know. And as much as you can focus on it without it working against you, then it can even be transformed into something that's at least beneficial and informational, as well as educational, as far as this knowledge is concerned, you know, and applying this knowledge into wisdom universally. All right. So yeah, no, that's just what I had in mind, I think. And that's what we see within the social arenas in society, right? On these agendas, within these agendas throughout the industries, right? Because whatever activity is going on is either industrial, it's either professional, monetized or not, basically. Whatever activity is going on is either monetized or not. And even whatever activity is not monetized, the non-monetization is monetized, nigga. Okay, so that's where we get this short-sightedness from, you know, and that's another element of where we end up encountering, you know, these frivolous sort of just kind of like shell situations. You know what I mean? That is really can catch you up if you didn't do that extra research, if you didn't cover the whole syllabus plus some. Right? That's the way it's designed. They're not just giving away A's. You know, you gotta earn that A, but even you might have to fight for that A. But if you didn't already fought for the A, and you know, you got a motherfucker who got the A's, and it's just based on their opinion of you, sometimes you gotta turn that over to that person and let it be on that decision they making. Because they already trying to turn it into a decision they making. For you to now disrespect the real structure, right? And that's interesting, right? It's like if they make the wrong choice by not liking you, or you feel me, making it more of a personal thing as opposed to just going off the books, then, and playing fair, you know, then hey, you can sleep at night, you feel me? You can walk away from it, you know, and not really charge them really by even putting your pure power, attaching your pure power to this fake ass shit that they then tested you with, basically, to see if you're gonna be conscious enough, or compromising enough, or you know, fucking protective enough of your interests as well as achievements enough to secure. I secured, nigga, my grade, nigga. Ask Miss Rebecca, nigga. I secured my grade, nigga. I'm the best student she ever had, nigga. She about to retire after this semester, nigga. You understand? I secured my grade now. If you want to, nigga, I'm finna, you feel me? If I allow you to change my mind, nigga, from what it is that I've built my mind up to this point, nigga, in all respects and honors, nigga, for this valedictorian grade with honors, nigga. First pick valedictorian, nigga. Then I don't want to do that to you, bro. I don't want to do that to you, dog. Because I'm gonna get my A regardless. I got it regardless if you give it to me or not. If I walk away from here with a B++, nigga, Miss Rebecca know I got my A+, nigga. Fuck you mean? You feel me now? You feel me? If I allow you to upset me, right? If I allow you, nigga, to you feel me, to help you to charge yourself with that, then that's more power than just my taking the charge of not playing the game, basically. That's the compromise I would have to make. That's the compromise we've been having to make sometimes. It's not so big of a deal all the time. But sometimes it's the little things, you know what I mean, that make that much of a difference, that you hold your ground on, basically. You know, as opposed to it not hurting anyone or infringing upon whatever agreement that you've made. You know, those are the different factors. Those are the different fucking coincidentals, basically. And that's gonna happen. And it's gonna be up to that God to say, you know what? I'll be feeling grimy, man. I'll be feeling like a jerk, man. You know, and I can't help myself. And this guy right here, you know, he's true to himself, you know. And most people that I fuck with, they don't be true to themselves because they let me fuck with them. They let me get to them, and they do what it is that I make them do, and they just so they can win. So they can win, and it matters more to them than winning than them being they self that's winning. And this time I'ma not be a jerk this time. You know why? Because, you know, I don't like nobody, you know, because I don't like nobody, you know. But it's not that I even like this guy. It's just that I have this chance. You know, and I don't always have this chance. It don't really matter most of the time. So this time, fuck it, I'ma still give this nigga a B++.